LCM Nation, everybody, and welcome back to the LiveCraftMine server. Today's just going to be a Talky episode. I'm going to do a few things here and there. It's going to be kind of like a live stream, only not a live stream at all. And I don't know how long it's going to be, because you know how I have a penchant for just making Talky episodes last much longer than they probably should. But I haven't had any time at all really to play any Minecraft recently. Well, that's not quite true. I have been playing some, but on a single player world, not as much on the LiveCraftMine server, just because work has consumed. If you follow me on Twitter, you know that I tweeted out that work has consumed a vast majority of my time this week, more so than it would normally do. So I haven't had any time to really do the things that I want to do or that need to be done. But luckily, you know, I thought it would be a wash. I thought I wouldn't be able to. Well, let's see if we can reset the time here. I thought I wouldn't be able to record at all this week, but it looks like the storm has passed for a brief respite here. I've actually, if I sound really tired, I have been up since 3:30 in the morning, so it has been a long day, and it's actually quite late for me. It's about 9 o'clock in the evening right now. It has been a long day. I had to get up for a phone call at 4 o'clock in the morning because of our friends across the pond that wanted a meeting at 9 a.m. their time. so yeah, it's been a long day. and then I of course put in a full day of work after that. So yeah, I've been working on some stuff, as you can see. Oh, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to grab some of my some wood here, some wood byproducts to continue finishing up some of the stuff out here. I'm back, as you can see, at the Middle Earth-y area. And there's just been a lot of work here. I don't know if I showed off the wall at all or not, or the stuff that Cosmo did. Maybe I did last episode. I don't remember what I did and didn't do last episode, because I had some stuff recorded, and then I lost the recording, and then I finally cracked open my case and blew out all the dust, and was able to get a full recording in after that, and hopefully I will get a full recording in this time around as well. This, by the way, I am remodeling, as I've mentioned, my storage area here. So I've taken out all the hoppers and I'm moving them around. So you'll have to pardon the dust, because I am still in the process of moving things. Obviously, I need to make more and more and more hoppers, because there's more room that I need to make them with. But you can kind of see what I'm going for a little bit, except for the ceiling here. I have all the wood products and saplings here, and then up on this little subfloor here are the various other things like wood stairs and wood slabs and wood blocks and doors and fences and ladders. I don't know why I need a double chest full of ladders, but I have a double chest full of ladders. And, you know, trapdoors and signs and all these things. Some paintings as well, although I don't have any left after what I've been doing. So yeah, these here are not actually linked in to the hopper system. You can kind of see a little bit of the hopper system back there, but these are not linked into the hopper system. These are just because these are byproducts of doing something in the workbench, right? So I kind of leave them separate. The only things I want in the hopper system itself are things that I would just naturally get without stone touch picks. So, you know, like cobblestone, sand, all that stuff, you know, stuff that hasn't been quote unquote refined yet is what goes in there. So that's these things, like the saplings. These are all linked up. The wood logs are all linked up in the system. And then down here, I'm starting the stone area, and you can see here, since I don't have the fascia up, you can see how it's just the same system I had before, except it's now it's now multiplied. It's now on both walls, and it goes down from the ceiling, and then you can see it's going to go down into the next level as well from here. And then I've got everything sort of set up the way I want it to be, and I'm using now snowballs to do the sorting. So I can now actually put, as you can see, dirt in the system. There's now dirt in the system. Also, I've added some slightly more storage here by putting a double chest in the back of all these. So it you can see it better here with the cobblestone. What I wanted to do, what I didn't quite like about the other system is that I had the double chest, but it didn't look good because you couldn't see the the front of the chest. So by having it this way, I feel like the chest looks better, even though it's the smaller chest. So to make up for the smaller size, I've put a double chest on top of it to hold even more stuff. And of course, the hoppers themselves will hold stuff, as you can see, and then this hopper as well, without it backing all the way up into the system. So that is what I'm doing there. And I don't have a miscellaneous chest yet. Everything will just kind of fall down here until I can get down to the next level. So, and I've been grabbing as much iron as I possibly can off camera to try to facilitate this facilitation facilitate this facility is what I was looking for. And then these steps obviously will come around here and go down this way. You can see my attempt here at doing something else that you never quite got to see. But there's a lot of glass there that I'm ending up destroying all that. But anyway, I want some wood is what I want. I can take it from up here, I guess. I don't know if I have enough up here, do I? Probably not. I don't want to take all that out of the chest. So I'll just do that, and then I'll take some logs. I do have a bunch of oak logs. There we go. Alright, we'll head back up top. So, like I said, I want this to be more of a talky... I gotta fix these steps somehow. I want this to be more of a talky episode. And I feel like... I mentioned this a little bit in passing at the end of my latest Cube Ramblings video. I feel like I don't inject enough personality, I suppose, into videos. And in order for me to do that, I need to just be able to ramble on about crap. just ramble on about anything and everything. And I don't do enough of that. It's weird because when you do Let's Play stuff, you want the game to be front and center. But occasionally you come across games like Cube World and like Minecraft that are sort of very, very casual and could use a little spice. I mean, there would be nothing different between this, Minecraft series and the thousands and thousands of other Minecraft series out there, except that, this is the only one that I'm doing, right? And if I'm the sore thumb in that equation, then I should stick out like one. So I feel like I should, do some more talking in some of these things. I'm going to continue to do episodes that are just focused on building stuff, but let's be honest, I've been building this thing for forever and a day, and I don't get a whole lot of time to spend on here to actually build stuff because it's not like other Minecrafters who do YouTube professionally and end up having 6 or 7 hours to spend doing something. I don't have that. I don't have that luxury at all. So it would be nice if I can continue to have things to talk about and just have a reason for people to actually sit and watch, or maybe not watch, sit and listen. Because it's not there's let's be honest with ourselves. There's nothing I'm doing here that 500,000 other people haven't done at some point in time and record it. This is not a new game by any any stretch of the imagination. But what I want to talk about is, I mentioned this in the in Cube Ramblings, that there was a rumor at that time that Minecraft was going to be purchased. I don't know what I'm going to do up top here. I guess I didn't really plan this out too well. I suppose I'll just put regular slabs here. At the time, it was a rumor that Minecraft was going to be purchased by Microsoft, but those have been confirmed, those rumors. So it is indeed that it's been announced by both Microsoft and Mojang that they are going to be acquired for $2.5 billion. $2.5 billion, which is a crap ton of money. I don't think anybody will disagree with that assessment. So what does that mean? And I talked at length, for the most part, about this in the Cube Ramblings episode, but I felt like I wanted to talk some more about it even now in an actual Minecraft episode. I think it's fitting, and there's things that came out about the deal that information that we didn't necessarily have, and I was just really speculating quite heavily in my episode of Cube Ramblings about what the motivations behind a purchase like that, what would be driving it, and I was kind of right, I suppose, in some respects. I guess the writing was really on the wall, but it turned out Notch did come out and say, like, hey, the biggest driving force behind this is that he was not he was overwhelmed essentially with the responsibilities of running a company. Never really intended to run a company. I think, as I said in the Cube Ramblings episode, I think he was under the impression that was what was expected because of how wildly, hugely popular Minecraft became and has become. But I don't think that was ever anything that he actually really wanted to do. And a lot of times too, you come into something with an idea of what it entails, and then you quickly realize that you're in over your head. Speaking from a personal realm, in the back of my head, and I don't know how much I've talked about this or not, but there is in our business, that is software development business, there's it's not, I don't want to call it ageism, because it's not really, but there is a definite advantage to being young. Young and in our line of business and in software development. I say that because there's heavy demands placed on you as far as time goes, heavy time constraint, time demands, and there is this is not really working out so well, is it? I have to say, this is not. I feel like this whole thing needs to come out one more. Yeah, let's try that if I can. I don't think it's going to let me. It's not going to be easy about it. That's for darn sure. Okay, let's move over a little bit. There we go. There's as far as time constraints go, there are definite advantages to being young and single when it comes to being in the software development business, because when you start out and when you're still a junior programmer and whatnot, there are heavy demands of your time placed on you. I mean, a good example, and I'm not a junior programmer, but I could give an example right now is that, I had to be on a phone call at an ungodly, at the ass crack of dawn, to put it mildly, this morning, just because, just because there was a feel good, desire needed. I can't go into any more detail than that because it's company confidential stuff. But suffice it to say, it was not because I was a pretty face. it's because mistakes were made. And it's that is par for the course as far as the software, like business software goes. And even games have those constraints when you're under deadlines and whatnot. They're equally as intense. I would. This is not this is not working out for me right here. They can be equally as intense as far as when you arrive at deadlines. That is the most screwed up thing I could have ever done there. I'm gonna lose so many wood stairs in the making of this roof here. Come on. Oh, there you go. Oh no, you did it backwards. This is okay. You know what? No more, Mr. Nice Memory. It's way too long a day to be Mr. Nice Memory now. It's still not gonna work though. It's no. It's like no. I'm not gonna place. You can't force me. There we go. So it's where was I going? So what I'm getting at there, what I'm taking a long path around is, because of that inherent advantage of being young and being a programmer, when you're old and a programmer, people start to look upon you as somebody who should be in a more senior position, whether it's really your calling or not. So you start getting these, you have all this experience, you should be the team lead, or you should be an architect, which, by the way, software architect, one of the least rewarding jobs you can ever have, in my opinion. I have been one, and I can tell you that everybody's got an opinion, and none of them are very good. All those opinions are that you suck at architecture, even if you don't. So it's it's one of the least thankful jobs to have, I suppose. Although development in general tends to be a thankless endeavor. But what I'm getting at is that I can understand when not. Oh, this is stupid. Oh, that was just inevitable at some point. That was totally inevitable. What I'm getting at, let's make it daytime, so that in case the zombies decide to pick up my stuff. What I'm driving at is that I can totally see when Notch says, "Hey, it really sucks for me to be CEO of a company because it's not really my calling in life." I can understand why he would think that he needed to be one, because it does. You get to a point when you've had success and people say, "Oh, look, you've done all these great things, and oh, you're really good at what you do, and you really should be mentoring people and leading the team and being the go-to guy for all this stuff. And it gets into your brain, right? Because it's like, you're getting older and you're not getting any younger, and which is getting older. And there's always these young, chipper people who are coming in and have a full head of steam and are ready to work the hours that it takes to work and take on all the mundane tasks that other people don't want to take on because for whatever reason. I never understood that part of it. But it happens where it's like, people feel like they're above certain tasks sometimes. It doesn't happen often, and it hasn't happened, to me or to anyone that I know for quite some time, although it did happen kind of earlier on in my career. But it is a thing, and you get into this mode where people keep saying that, and you're like, well, I guess at this point, I can't be just a regular programmer anymore. I gotta be this lead. I gotta be this. I gotta be that. If I want my career to continue moving forward, I've got to take on the tough jobs and the tough positions and go the extra mile as far as the leadership goes and be that leader that everybody needs and everybody wants. And the reality of the situation is, you do that for a little bit, and then most people will come to the conclusion that that it was a mistake. I mean, that is the way the cookie crumbles. Like I said, I did the software architecture thing for a while. I have no illusions that I'll be able to escape software architecture in the future. I'm more than happy to give it to pass the torch to others, as I have done. But I know that the day will come when people basically say, look, you must do this. You're not allowed to do anything else but this now. This is now your job. And I'll accept it. I mean, as I tend to do. It's just I will try to stave off that day for as long as I can, because I have been at companies where we're hiring for people, and you have that guy that comes in. He's white-haired dude, been around for ages and ages, doing the software thing. And the first bit of feedback you get in those, from your colleagues in those meetings is, oh, that guy, I mean, he's never had a leadership position. I mean, I don't know how good he's actually going to be for what we need, because we're only hiring leaders. We're hiring the leaders of tomorrow, even though that's a complete lie. We're hiring the leaders of tomorrow, and he's shied away from leadership positions. I mean, there must be something wrong. And the reality of the situation is, no, that guy was really smart. That guy was like, you know what? I know which way the wind is blowing, and I don't like what I want. I know what I want, and it's not that. But I've seen it. It's there. It's a thing. And so long-winded way of saying, I can understand when Notch says things like, hey, I'm completely overwhelmed. This is not at all what I expected. The EULA stuff was a big freaking nightmare from a community standpoint, and let's be completely honest, Mojang did a really piss poor job with that as far as communication goes, and so they brought that upon themselves. I'll be completely blunt and honest with that. That was a problem that was festering for a very, very long time, and should have been handled far better than it was. not far more better, but far better. Let's use some proper English here. So I I could totally get where he's coming from there, because I felt the same things too. Like, hey, why do I why would I take on roles such as these when I really just want to write code and be merry? But like I said, it comes down to sometimes you feel like you absolutely positively need to, like, people are expecting you to step up and you don't want to let them down. And there's a part of you that's like, you know what? Hell, I could do this. I wrote this, this system on my own time, and look at how well it took off. It's awesome, and we get all these great reviews. I mean, yeah, I could totally do this. And then you reality eventually sinks in, and you're like, yeah, I don't. I'm not made for this. This was not made for me. So when Notch says things like, yeah, this was a nightmare, and it was not good for my mental health. I completely believe that. 100% believe that's a truthful statement that has been made. So I don't doubt that at all. I think that given that, as I said in Cube Ramblings episode, these companies, software companies, and make no mistake, a game company is a software company. A video game company is a software company. There's 3 ways that a company like that will continue on in existence. And one of those is be wildly successful, be able to communicate effectively with your player base, constantly have new and exciting stuff that everybody wants to play, and always have new ideas constantly spinning out, without fail. And those have been very few and far coming, as far as Mojang or Mojang, or however you pronounce it. I'm just going to continue to call it Mojang, because that is, I am a lousy American with my lousy accent. But that's the way that I see it. Man, these didn't really work out so well, so I'm trying to fill in some of these gaps here so it doesn't look quite so stupid. I thought it would look better than it does. I'll be honest. My taste is terrible. So with all that, where does that leave the players, and where does that leave the future of Mojang? And I talked a little bit about companies that I've seen and what happens there, and I'll sort of reiterate a little bit, just because it's all I got. It is all I got. But it's right now there's going to be transition times. When the what do they call them? The evangelists, I guess, is what they call them, from Microsoft come into Mojang, and they go, oh, we're going to have what did they used to call them? Town hall meetings. We're going to have town hall meetings. And what that really means is we're going to have a all hands meeting, and then we're going to have several smaller meetings where we tell people that they no longer have a job. That is basically what they mean by town hall meetings. If they're playing the normal big company acquisition playbook, that is usually what that means. I like this. This is okay. I need to link up the. Oh, I left that one right there, didn't I? I need to link up the stair steps, but I need to make actual proper stairs before I start linking them up. But that will do for now, I think. With that, let's just see if we can gather that. Yep. Okay. Just let these fall. Just cobble. I got tons of cobble. Tons and tons of it. There we go. All right, so this is our barracks, the top of it, so they can, the guys can get up onto the battlements from below. Now I need to work on the roof down below as well, so we'll do that. And I have to figure out what am I going to do it. I guess I could do it oak wood too, so it all matches probably. It'll match with that as well. So yeah, they're going to have, if they're going through their normal playbook, it's going to be that. As far as the employees go, I would imagine, usually at small companies, they will come in and they'll say, day one, they'll come in and say, we're retaining everybody, except for the uppity ups. The uppity ups are out. And we already have seen that Notch is leaving. The big three are leaving from it. Notch and two others. Their names escape me at the moment. But they were the top three people of the company. And that almost always happens. The very first thing a large company does is it comes in and says, okay, you guys are probably going to be the squeakiest wheels because transition tends to not come well to those who have autonomy, right? I mean, that's just the nature of the beast. These guys have had the reins of the company for ages now, for years, and giving that up and becoming a corporate robot tends to not work out so well. So the very first thing companies tend to do when they come in is they go, all right, all you guys, here is your golden parachute. See ya, bye. And it's as unceremonious as that usually. And that usually comes into the initial negotiations before they sign a deal. Is when they go to sign away the company, they sign away their rights, and they usually have some kind of transition plan, which is basically, hey, we stayed on for 2 weeks to say goodbye. That's usually what it is. That's usually the transition plan. It's not usually any more complicated than that. And then here's your stocks, and here's what you're doing, and here's what your future has in store. I guess I'll take some. I was gonna make it out of oak. Yeah, let's just stick with the oak for now, just to keep it all matching up. That being said, they'll do that whole transition thing, and then as far as the employees go, I would imagine. So first of all, being an employee in that situation, as much as you might think, oh, it's exciting, we've got deeper pockets and all that stuff, it's really not. It's very, very, very sobering. And generally speaking, it doesn't take long for the new owners to assert things that you don't necessarily agree with, particularly in a software company, where it's like, you know what? It would not surprise me if the first thing they did was come in and say, oh, by the way, you know how Minecraft uses the LWJGL, the lightweight Java game programming library, to do all of its heavy lifting? Yeah, we have this library called BJCVJXXL. You've never heard of it. We've never released it. We had a product that uses it, but it never went to production. It's been completely developed in-house. We want you to move over to that, even though it does only a quarter of what you actually need and that you're using the LWJGL for now. And that happens more often than you might imagine, where they just come in and they have these arbitrary things, and it as a technologist, it just completely pisses you off because you spent many the hour not only supporting what you already got, but also, if you're lucky, you were part of the decision that actually made that, because you were in a small company. You were part of the decision that actually brought that technology in, and to see it just tossed aside without any thought as to the kind of thought that you put into it to make it, the reasons for that it exists in the system. It's a very bitter pill to swallow, and it would not surprise me if that was like one of the top things that happened as soon as they take over, as soon as Microsoft were to take over. That said, I have no idea. I'm just making things up as far as library names. I didn't make up the LWJGL. That is actually a thing. But as far as the other one, who the hell knows? They might not even have anything. But again, it's like the Xbox division, right? So they probably got something. Probably use some form of C# library that has a link into, the CLI can, in this undocumented mode, can generate Java bytecode. Because, all the CLI does is generate bytecode. And, C# looks impressively like, the language itself looks impressively like Java, although there are notable differences. But yeah, that will start to, that'll start to happen. That causes lots of frustration. And then you'll see, key technology people getting their resume together and leaving, more than likely. That always happens. Attrition always happens in these cases because everything changes. The culture changes, usually not for the better, so on and so forth. Other immediate things happen, like, for instance, they'll start going through, the bean counters will start going through, looking at job titles and figuring out who can fit, quote unquote, fit into the new style of things and who can't. And to the best of my knowledge, the first one that would probably be on the chopping block would be Lydia, since her job title is something like Director of Fun or something like that. Which, if my job title was something like that and a big company came in, I'd be like, no, actually my title is HR manager or office manager. Yeah, I totally just, I go out and purchase stuff and make sure this office is running, smooth as a whistle. I would not walk into one of those side meetings where, town hall meetings and go, yeah, I'm the director of fun, because the answer you're going to get back is, oh, that's awesome. Here's your pink slip. So yeah, if I were her, I'd be very, very mindful as to what I actually tell them my job title is, unless it's already been disclosed, in which case you're already screwed. More than likely, if it has been disclosed already, they probably didn't believe it, and you can just make up some stuff. Because remember, big culture, big corporate culture, does not like fun. Fun does not enter into the equation in big corporate culture. Even though they will tell you otherwise, it really does not. It is all about the Benjamins, or the whatever the Swedish equivalent is. What did I use? Kroners? Did I use kroners? Crowns? I have no idea. None whatsoever. And I've done internationalization stuff too. So, that should tell you something. It certainly tells me something. So yeah, so you'll see that happening. I think the other visible thing that you'll see is all these personal Twitter accounts that you see, like Mogminer and all those guys, Dinnerbone, all of them have been using, as far as tweeting out things about Minecraft and all that stuff. You're going to see that they'll probably stick around, but you're going to see them go largely dark, because the first thing Microsoft is going to do is say, we now control the signal. You may use your Twitter accounts, but you may not tweet about things going on in the office or with Minecraft without getting the proper consent from us, your new corporate overlords. That is just how big company things happen, right? They want to control the signal. They don't want you tweeting out on social networks about anything that is even remotely company confidential information, even if it's a community thing, and it's something that's expected by the community. They'll put the kibosh to that rather quickly. So I think that'll be the next visible change that we would see as far as members of the community. Which, and then of course, spinning along that, the official accounts, like the Mojang official account, will probably disappear and probably be replaced with like an official Minecraft account, say, which would be which would then tweet out the, official, curated statements about goings on in the company, and then that would be probably the only voice you'll see. The blog posts and all that stuff, they might continue, but I doubt it. You'll probably see less and less of those. It'll be more like the blog posts will be replaced with Microsoft Tech Notes. I hope you put your glasses on. Oh, that would be horrible. Just absolutely horrible. We're now going to force you to read a Microsoft Tech Note. Oh, here's a white paper on Minecraft. Oh my God. I just threw up a little bit in my mouth there. Just saying that. I sit here laughing, knowing full well that people's jobs are going to be affected by this, but I'll be perfectly honest. I've been in the position enough to know that when you're on the receiving end of an acquisition, like you have to be jovial and just, roll with the punches, because they will, if you don't, you will drive yourself sick, because the culture change and everything else will just literally make you sick. You will be out on PTO whether you want to or not. So unless you just roll with it and go, look, this is the way it is now, and doesn't mean you have to stay there. It just means that you have to accept that change has happened, and there was not a damn thing you could do about it. And it does change the entire culture of a company. I mean, it really does. It's like you go from a very tight-knit thing to you're now bonded by stupidity. you now look at everything with a critical eye, and you go, okay, so what they're really saying is this, and where's this guy at? Oh, he must be up there. What they're really saying is that you start to laugh at the things that you see. You start to laugh at all the literally, it becomes like Office Space, where it's like, you laugh the first time a memo comes down, and it's like, all right, I hope you guys got your TPS reports together, and then you realize that they're completely serious, and you're like, okay, we're now bonded in our hatred of the new rules. We have bonded. Now let's go drink. It is a weird thing. Change is always a rough thing, but it happens. What's going to happen with the Minecraft community? I don't think it's going to change much initially. I think a lot of people are in a wait and see mode, which is a good thing, because there's nothing has drastically changed yet that we need to be up in arms about. Believe me, if history is any indication, there will be plenty of stuff to get up in arms about later. It's nothing to worry about at the moment. There will come a time. Rest assured. That being said, do I think that it's going to be inherently a negative thing? No, probably not. It's going to be different, which for most people is negative enough, because of the inherent resistance to change that we all have. Especially when you've watched a community grow, you've watched a game that was just something little stupid thing that you played for a little while grow into something that was really cool and awesome, and have just this huge community around it. The change is hard, because it's it's like watching your child grow up almost, in many respects, and that's always it's always difficult to let go of the reins, right, and say, okay, well, he's doing his own thing now. So I think you're going to see a lot of that initially. There's also going to be a lot of, people going, well, that's it, I'm done for philosophical reasons or this reason or that reason. And that happens too. I mean, that's part of it. Everybody has their own way of dealing with changes. And sometimes it's more of a, I was already getting tired of what I was doing, and now I have an excuse. Excuses are always a thing, and that's not necessarily a bad thing either. But I think that for the foreseeable future, everything's going to be pretty much the same. I don't think that Microsoft will start cracking down on YouTubers and stuff, given the history of Minecraft and how it's expanded because of the community. And that goes doubly for modding, although it's hard to tell. The modding thing is a bit of more of a stretch. The YouTube thing, not as much of a stretch, because I think a lot of these large companies are kind of they're kind of living with it. They may not necessarily like that people make YouTube videos of their games, but I think they're kind of living with it given some of the backlash that has happened, over the times. But as far as the modding goes, that's going to be a rough one. I don't know where they're going to land on that. I know that Microsoft is not inherently very on board with the whole modding thing. So it would not necessarily surprise me if they came down and said, okay, all these mods are now getting DMCA takedowns. You no longer have the privilege of making mods for this game. That might happen. It's too early to tell. It's very too early to tell because we don't know really what representation Microsoft has as far as Mojang goes. Is it going to be largely independent? Probably not. But we don't know. They might pull a surprise out of their hat and go, hey, you know what? We're actually going to make them largely independent studio, and then leave them up to their own devices to. I am failing here at at making things. Leave them up to their own devices to make this work out. It's not out of the realm of possibility. It's highly unlikely, but it could happen. I don't know what this means for the I don't know. I guess we're at a point where the community is already kind of upset about the EULA stuff that happened, and now this is kind of another bitter pill sort of to take. And I mean, by bitter pill, I mean it's a little bit harder to deal with for the reasons I said, where it's like, you feel like you've been part of a community for a long time, and it's been standard operating procedure for a while, and now we're throwing everything away potentially, or we're not throwing everything away. There's a lot of unknowns. There's more unknowns in the community than there has been in recent memory. It's like the EULA thing brought a whole lot of question marks, a whole lot of unknown to the community. A very comfortable community, and they didn't handle that too well. And now this brings even more question marks, and there's a lot of people not handling this too well either. So it's not. It's too early to say exactly what's going to happen as far as that is concerned, as far as the community goes, and the fracturing between factions and all that stuff. It might be that I've been getting the feeling for a while now, especially with after the EULA thing. I've been getting the feeling that the community for Minecraft is starting to wane quite a bit. I mean, we've already seen, and it's weird to say that because, you know, it was only a few months ago that I was saying, oh yeah, all the, you know, the modded Minecraft that's around, you know, it garners a lot of attention and a lot of time, and a lot of support. But, you know, when the new versions of Minecraft comes out, then, you know, it's cyclical. It's you know, seasonal. You know, the new version of Minecraft comes out, everybody goes back to that, and then they go back, and then when they get tired of that, they go back to the modded Minecraft, and once the mods catch back up. This time around, I think because 1.8 took such a long time to formulate, not too many people have really come back to vanilla Minecraft from what I could see. Not too many eyeballs, not too many, you know, I guess eyeballs is about all I can say there. I was going to say not too many people, but I already said not too many people, and so there you go. Not too many viewers, I guess, is not too many supporters or whatever, fans have come back to it. And I can see that they're, you know, maybe I've been getting the feeling like maybe it's starting to finally, we're starting to see the twilight of it, as a game, at least as a non-modded game. I think the mods will continue forward, assuming that Microsoft doesn't mess that up. And I don't have any reason to believe that they will. I mean, I have feelings like if they go full on corporate, that yes, they will mess it up. But if they stay true to the Mojang roots, they probably won't mess that up too much. But yeah, I'm wondering whether or not, just, you know, wondering out loud whether or not we're kind of seeing the waning period of Minecraft, where it goes from being this hugely wildly popular thing to going back to sort of niche roots. You know, people will continue playing it. I'll continue playing it. Maybe not recording it, but I'll continue playing it. And, you know, others will continue as well. It's just, will the passion for the game still be there as far as, well, for those people it will be, but will it be there as far as the large community? Yeah, maybe not. Who knows? The community will probably shrink a bit, and we'll probably start to see, you know, a lot of people moving on to the next thing, if they haven't already, and then, you know, it'll become probably a little bit more manageable. Maybe we'll get a Reddit subreddit back that actually is useful, instead of just being a damn giant refrigerator for people to put crazy, stupid pictures on. I'm sorry, that kind of pisses me off about the R Minecraft thing, is that at one point in time, when I first started following R Minecraft, it was like, hey, here's some news, and here's some interesting stuff, and here's some ways to do this and do that, and here's some redstone stuff. And then at some point they're like, oh, I didn't like all this redstone, I don't like all this. So, you know, other subreddits were made just for redstone, and then subreddits were made just for you know, YouTubers who want to, you know, show off their builds, and then our Minecraft is like, oh, if you mention any server even in passing, we're going to just ban the shit out of you. And it's like, well, okay, I think we've reached a point here where we've gone the route of ridiculous. I mean, it's to the point now where our Minecraft is like, hey, here's another picture that's poorly lit of something that you've seen 3,000 times before, and you know, hey, isn't it great? Isn't it cool? It's like, yeah, okay, we get it. It's, you know, hey, you made a dirt house. That's great. Yeah. That's I've only seen that about 50,000 times, right? It's like, I understand that you want a place to put that stuff, but when your entire subreddit is devoted just to that, it gets really old. Really old, really fast. But I digress. I'm just complaining now. I'm just an old man telling the kids to get off his lawn at this point. It's just you know, that will continue. Actually, I think that will actually come back to its roots when it has a smaller community, and actually become the hub that it really should continue to be. You know, like when I go to our, say, Space Engineers or one of those other games, you know, that reminds me a lot of the way our Minecraft used to be. You know, where it's like, hey, here's a hub of everything. You know, there's a little something for everybody here, not just, you know, kids looking to post pictures on a giant internet refrigerator. But it's yeah, I'm definitely going full on old man on this one. Oh, you freaking bastard. You freaking bastard. You managed to somehow spawn in all this dark air. Oh, you know what it is? It's this damn stairwell there. All right, let's fix this. Fix this up. I have to go grab some more of that wood, though. I don't think I have enough here. Yeah, you only left me one. Damn bastard. Let's go grab some more. I don't know, I think that looks interesting. Yeah, I think that's okay. I can do some sprucing up of it. I mean, I don't know if I want this whole thing to be cobblestone. It looks okay, I guess, as cobblestone. I need to decorate it up a little bit, I think, is what I'm driving at here. And also I need to do something about the sides. That's only going at one, right? Okay, good. Yeah, I need to do something about this open side here, which is what I was just looking at. Maybe I'll do my old gravel trick. So let's do that right now, actually. I have no idea how long has this episode been going for. Yeah, almost an hour. Almost an hour. I have been rambling for almost an hour. That is impressive. You know, I always say that I don't have enough to talk about, which is why I don't do all these talky episodes all the time. Because I'm afraid that I just won't have anything. Because I don't live an exciting life. So I don't have all these like stories. Like, yeah, you tune into like a good episode, you know, to listen for some funny, crazy stories, right? I don't have any funny, crazy stories. You tune into like a Farlands or Bust episode to hear about space or various other, you know, little news tidbits that Kurt comes up with, and that's awesome. And I mean, I do kind of something similar, although it's about video games and not space. You would think, being into sci-fi, I'd be into space, but there's a lot of space stuff that is kind of a little too dry, a little too dry for my mouth. But to each their own. To each their own. Oh, I need. Yes, I know what I need. I need some birch planks, and I need some cobblestone, or not cobblestone. Let's first of all, let's put these away. I don't know why I made way too many slabs. I don't know why I made all those slabs now that I look at it. And we'll put these. Yeah, I'll keep them for now. Anyway, I need some birch, and then I need to go grab some gravel, and I need to stop pushing on up. So yeah, I feel like I want to do more of these, because I even though I feel like where the hell's my gravel at? Here it is. Even though I feel like I don't have a lot to say, I somehow figure out ways to just ramble on and make some kind of coherent statement at some point in the future. It does bother me a lot, though, when I watch my Cube Ramblings episodes back to get all the timestamps and everything else and make sure it all recorded well. I do get really annoyed by the fact that I sit there and I have all the uhs and the ums and the various disconnected thoughts that I don't finish, and it's just, I mean, if it bugs you guys, it bugs the hell out of me. Trust me. There are times when I wish I had like the mental capacity of Kurt or even TB or something, where I can speak in complete sentences and not have all the what I just did there. Not have all of that. Just have complete sentences. That's what I want. That's what I want for Christmas. Complete sentences. All right. Well, let's see if we can finish this up. Well, I might as well finish this up on camera since I've already rambled on for so freaking long. Is there any other? No, they're further up there that I don't think they'll follow me all the way down here. He says, as he knows he'll probably be followed down by another creeper. So yeah, as far as Minecraft goes, it's all wait and see for me. See what happens. I don't know if the community is going to change radically, and become sort of fractured, or it's too early to tell, I think, what's going to happen there. I do kind of feel a little bit bad about, and I mentioned this kind of in passing, but I do kind of feel a little bit bad about the YouTubers who base their entire channel on Minecraft, because I do get this feeling, and it might be a completely incorrect feeling, but I do get the feeling that Minecraft is sort of losing its steam, because the 1.8 update really hasn't been received with as much fanfare as other updates that I've seen, and I have a feeling that is a symptom of a larger issue. And plus, with all the recent controversies that have happened, it's hard to not be a little bit pessimistic, even just a little bit. So hopefully that is, hopefully, and I feel bad for them because they've built entire channels around Minecraft, and now it's sort of it's getting a new master. There's a lot of unknowns happening, and it may very well be on its way out. And what's going to be the next thing? Is it going to be? I see a lot of people doing Gary's mod, which I still do not understand the appeal of that, because I'm just an old freaking man, and the Mario Kart stuff, which Nintendo, forget it. I don't even want to deal with Nintendo. I don't even own any Nintendo stuff anymore anyway, so I can. It's easy for me to say that. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of wondering. I'm going to keep on doing LiveCraftMine for as long as I can, for as long as it stays interesting for me to do, and I'm going to probably do more of these talky things where it's kind of a podcasty thing, sort of. Although I'm going to try not to make them quite so long as I've made this episode. We'll see how successful I am at that. I said the same thing about Cube Ramblings at one point in time. Oh, I'm just going to keep them to 30 minutes. Oh, I'm just going to do that. Now I'm constantly at 50 minutes. Constantly. I've got all the watermelons planted now too, so we've got some good things going, and I got some farm animals finally. Trying to build this up a little bit as I can here. But that's kind of wild. Let's I think it's time. I think it's about time that we wrap up this episode. I'm also extremely tired, and I need to get this rendered and up so that it is available for tomorrow. So I'm going to. With that said, we got that building, the outside of the barracks done. Well, for the most part, we got the basic assemblage of the barracks done. I just need to spruce it up, pretty it up a bit, and then I'll work some more on the storage area. Maybe I'll do some of that on camera instead of doing it all off camera. Even though it's kind of boring work, it'll be another reason to just do some chatty stuff. I want to have some kind of automated brewing thing at some point as well. And I need to do some more work with this. I want to get this, some more integrations done here. But again, that will do it for this episode on the LiveCraftMine server. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. And I will see you next time.